Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have decided to take this fight for democracy. And in this video, we're going to be talking politics. We're going to be covering MAGA, Trump, issues surrounding MAGA and Trump. And I have a very, very special guest with me today, a young man that has blazed TikTok politics, a young man that has said he is not afraid of what is happening because he believes and loves democracy and progressiveness. My man TJ, take a look at this guy, and then when we get into it, you'll meet him.
I need you to listen to me very carefully. I stand by every single word I made in that video you're referencing. Like, Donnie is caked out, my guy. Look at this Trump truck he's carrying around. You can't deny it. Every year, women pay surgeons an ungodly amount of money to artificially make their butts that big, and somehow Donald Trump has managed to do it all on his own. So I give credit where credit's due. Like, if Donald Trump's goal was to have a curvaceous feminine ass that's the envy of women all around the world, then mission accomplished. I'll die on that hill. I can't take that away.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
Man, I was not ready for that. That is, God, that's funny. Of all the videos you could have shown, it was the one where I'm talking about the shapely ass of our commander-in-chief. That is wild. I love that, though. I love that. That is
Y'all, I'm crying.
That's so
this
great.
Is TJ, the owner, the proprietor of Power is Taken, Not Given on TikTok. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for inviting me on for this project. What we can get off the ground. I love talking about politics and media. You talk about media and stuff, everything too. I can't wait for that. I think we have a lot of good times ahead. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Well, audience, show this man some love and please subscribe to him on TikTok. Like I said before, if you are not into politics, politics will get into you one way or the other one. So why not get advised by people who believe in facts, we believe in the science, and we believe in citing our sources and letting you know what is real and what is fake. We're going to jump right on into it because this has been a week full of politics. TJ, let me give you two choices and I'll let you pick which way you want to go.
Okay.
Where you want to go. So I'm going to give you the full list and then I'll let you pick one. I've got colleges fight back. I've got the role of religion. I've got white racist and entitled white people. I've got taking Americans. I've also got one mayor calls Trump a terrorist. And last but not least, China is making memes of JD Vance, and the JD stands for Just Drag Queen JD.
I love that. I would want to go with religion first. That's kind of one of my wheelhouses. I do love that. I do want to interject before we start, though, because I know I'll forget it, if you don't mind. You mentioned that people, if you aren't into politics, that politics are into you. I love that. That is a good line right there, because unfortunately, and I understand why this is the case, you'll talk to most people. Most people don't pay that much attention to politics. And for that, I don't blame them. You have a certain amount of time throughout your day. You're busy, you have work, you have kids, you got bills to pay and everything. But there's a temptation that a lot of folks fall into in which they detach from politics completely and don't pay attention at all. And they kind of wear it as a badge of honor, saying, oh, I'm not into politics. I don't really care about that. I don't like politics at all. I don't pay attention. And listen, if you want to be that person, you can. Like, no one can stop you. But even if you're not into politics, I guarantee your bank is into politics. Your landlord is into politics. The sheriff, the police chief is into politics. Like, everyone who has authority over your life, the people who structure how your every day is going to go from now until the day you die, guarantee they are into politics. Why would you cede that power over to them so willingly and happily? There's no reason to brag about that. So I know it's difficult. I know it's complex for a lot of folks, but it's important to do.
Yeah, well said, man. And look, you can riff however you want. This is a free balling place.
Sure.
The only thing we check here is whatever you say it needs to be fact. We're not conjecture. We're telling you the facts here, because even with the way MAGA lies, you still can whip their ass with fact. Let them be delusional.
Yeah.
We know what's really going on. And everything TJ said is absolutely right. Most of you all have kids. Politics is dealing with their schools. One whether it's charter, whether it's public. It's somebody's politics. And right now, one thing that they're doing to politicize school is they're taking the real history of this country out of the books so that more people can wind up being MAGA or being Republicans and not have sympathy for the plight that marginalized groups have gone through in this country. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand politics. And TJ, before we get started, you know I got to do the usual thing that the people love on my channel, politicking while black. This is a segment where you get to riff on any petty grievances you have while being black. And if you're not black, you can call it politicking while living under MAGA. TJ, I'll let you go first, then I'll give you mine. That happened just yesterday when I was out with my daughter.
So this is about politics, right? It has to be a politics, or is it just any? Okay, good.
It can be any petty grievance you have.
Good.
Break the ice.
All right. So my petty grievance dates back as far back as I can remember, and that's something. It's an old Chris Rock bit where Chris Rock was talking about Colin Powell being Secretary of Defense or Secretary of State, I think he was. And he said how annoying he found it that news reporters or, people talking about the administration would say, that Colin Powell, he speaks so well. He's so articulate. He speaks so well. It is just an incessantly grating backhanded compliment that people throw out. It's like, oh, wow, look, here's one that can talk. Wow, how did this happen? It is one of the most upsetting things I've ever seen. And also, once again, like black people, we know, you can distinguish a legitimate compliment from, wow, hey, that was an erudite, a presentation you gave there. And wow, you're so articulate. That one really gets me. That really bugs me. I hate that.
Yeah. It would be okay if this was something said to everybody.
Yes.
But it seems to be more highlighted and prevalent in black people, as if to say that our preset is we speak Ebonics.
Mm-hmm.
Last I checked, there are way more white people cussing than black people on any given Sunday. Which brings me to my petty grievance, politicking while being black.
All right.
This happened yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. It's Good Friday. I'm out taking my daughter and my son, and both of them are under the age of 5, to the Science Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. Because we want to see the animals, we want to see the museums, we want to see the sport. We want to have a good time. I want to educate my kids. I want them to know that their dad loves them and is into science. He spends time with them. We get there, and since school's out, there are no parks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the petty grievance I have is this. Karens being passive aggressive until you check their ass.
Oh boy.
So since all the parks are taken, we're facing this way. There's a lady on this way about to leave, and we're facing this way. So there's a Karen in a van full of kids and her husband who's sitting in the passenger side. They're facing us. Her signal light is on this way. So I'm thinking, okay, you're going to park over there some damn where. So I turn my signal on for this person that's about to leave. And I'm sitting there waiting. And Karen, all of a sudden, flips me the bird and then starts doing shit like this, snapping her neck as if she went to the school of neck snapping. That's my effing part. All while her turn signal was going this way. and then I think the husband realized, because I seen her hand go like, and then she turned her signal on this way. Now, me being a very nice guy, I casually rolled my car right beside her window and rolled that shit down. And I said, ma'am, and I'm being calm with you. Mm-hmm. If you realize your turn, this is what I said to her, because my daughter's in the back seat listening to everything. I said, do you realize your turn signal was on that way? Well, I've been waiting here for this part all damn day. I said, ma'am, what was the effing finger about? What was all this finger wagging about when you got a car full of damn school children?
Jesus.
I'm sorry. And I'm really waiting for the husband to say something.
Yes,
all of a sudden now you're sorry. You didn't mean to do the shit because you thought I wasn't going to roll up there and say nothing. And then I told her, you can have the damn park. I don't want you to break your other finger trying to give somebody the finger. And so I left and took my kids elsewhere. But that's my petty grievance, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Karens being passive aggressive, but really don't want to smoke.
No,
That's my
no.
petty grievance for today.
No, they don't. You step up to them, and bullies are cowards. It's one of the weird counterintuitive things about reality that the people generally are who are the loudest and most obnoxious, and puff their chest the most, have the most to hide, and are the most insecure. It is really unfortunate.
Yeah, just like little Chihuahua dogs. They got to compensate for insecurities and not being that big, whatever it is.
Yeah,
But ladies and gentlemen, please post us your petty grievances. It don't matter what it is. Politicking while being under MAGA or politicking while being black. Give us your grievances.